Hey, I want to give an update on where we are with the Zapier for iOS app. I got it running here on the left with my iPhone mirrored. Um, this is the app. So we got the Zapier login integrated now. So it works with the single sign-on as well, using a web view. I'm already logged into my browser on the phone, so it logs me in straight away. But usually we'd have to enter your password. And it then starts out with these three tabs. So this is my main tab called Zaps. I will show you. This is the main part we've been working on. Then in the future, there's going to be an inbox section where basically you can send sort of messages to your Zapier app that you receive as push notifications, but also you will be able to respond to them and sort of have kind of a workflow management section in here. And then there's a settings screen which allows you to log out again and to enable any permissions you need, like push notifications or location, and to see it's all working. So this is what we've been working on. So it starts out with this little help message asking you to join the invite-only Zapier CLI app. The terminology is a bit confusing here because we have the iOS app, but then we also have an app on Zapier.com, which is like integrating all of that. So that app is also called Zapier for iOS. And you actually have to join it because it's still not public. So if you tap the button here, it will take you to the Zapier website and allow you to accept the invite so you can see it on Zapier.com. So let's just create a little example step by step so you kind of see what you can do. So we have really only one, like let's ignore that one for now. There's a new form submit trigger. So what that basically allows you to do is to configure kind of like this, what we have with the push by Zapier Chrome extension, to create something similar like that, basically like a form that you can display on your mobile phone and that you can use to sort of manually trigger Zaps in a pretty convenient UI and a mobile UI. So I choose my account and can now create my form, which will then appear in the Zap section. So let's say our use case here is we're running a weekly newsletter, and we want to collect links during the week and kind of like categorize those links based on different audiences we might have. So let's say we call this a newsletter idea, and we are collecting like links. Let's call it link, and we want to give each link a category. So we have two fields here, and the link we have we kind of hacked a little bit the Zapier editor, so it like shows you for each of the form fields here, it shows you a drop down that allows you to configure the type. So you can choose link, for example, and then for the category we want to have different options. So let's say we have different, let's call this audience. Let's call this audience. You're going to refresh the fields to refresh that section here. So let's say we have audience, and we say we have a newsletter automation, and let's say we're targeting different, like, SaaS founders, we're targeting developers, and we're targeting designers. So we have these three options, and we have this like send location thing. This is not really working properly, so this is going to come later. So I can continue, and then our backend will so there's like a custom backend for this app. It will give us some examples. So it will just pick one of the audiences from your option and have a random link here that you can then use in the next step. And let's say we want to collect those links in Trello, creating new cards in Trello. And let's configure that. My account. Let's choose, I got a board called Zapier example. And there's a list inbox. And let's say we use let's put the link in the title. Let's put the link in the title. And let's have a label here. I think you can modify on a custom label. Yeah. So I just choose here a custom label. And let's also add this link as a URL attachment for convenience. Cool. So we can test that. And let's see. Yeah. So this test worked. Just archive this again. So this is working. Well, let's see if it's working. Let's switch it on. And if we switch it on, this app should appear in the app. Yay, there it is. So we got these little buttons here. There can be multiple of those. But let's try this one. So it allows you to paste in a link. So let's say we got a little article here on TechCrunch. Yeah. So let's say we want to use this link. We can put it in here. We can pick here different audiences. Let's say this is something for SaaS founders. And then we can send it. And now this should show up here. And it does. And it should apply a label. So you can see like it tags it with SaaS founders. Really cool. So let's just like try it again. So we paste in a link. We pick the audience. So now we say developers. We send it. And there we go. Now we have it tagged with developers. So that's cool. What we added here now is because this can be a little bit tedious, especially if you're working with links, like you really want to be able to share it directly from here. So we added the share extension for Zapier, which allows you to just like share to Zapier, pick your Zap, and there can be multiple ones, it will automatically show you only the Zaps that accept the link type. So if you create a form that has no link, it will not show up here. We can test that later. So, and then it like pre-fills the link here. You just pick the audience, send, and that's slow. I don't know. It's just doing the same. That's weird. Let's check if this is running. Yeah, it is running. So that must be. So it does work. It's just okay. There's something must be something in the Zapier side slowing it down. Right. Not a bug in the app. Okay. Cool. So that's how you create these apps. And we got a few more examples here. So let's just turn them on. So we got one for an ice cream shop. We got one for reporting damages. We got one I'm actually using to say receipts. I really like that one. And then I got just here one where I'm just showing off a few different like form types. So you can see them like as I switch them on, they just appear in the app. And let's look at one more. I have this, for example, this ice cream shop thing. I like that one. It's like, it came up in our user interviews that it's a pretty common use case is that people want to eventually enter data into spreadsheets. Like they say they run a little business like a shop, a restaurant. but it's very inconvenient to enter a spreadsheet on your phone, especially if you're busy with customers or you're just not on your laptop. So that's really cool. I think use case for this app where you can kind of configure your own UI and for 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 showing. Sorry, what am I talking about? Yeah, here the ice cream shop. So let's say I'm running an ice cream shop and I want to track like inventory. I got like every morning, I got a number of boxes of ice cream and I can like say, okay, I got like 5 boxes of vanilla ice cream and it's like, yeah, it's today. There should be a way to have this by default. And then I got like a little spreadsheet here where this goes into when I'm saving this, and there we go. Let's make another one with a different number. Say vanilla. Say it was yesterday. It's really, I noticed today Zapier is a bit slow. Pretty sure this is just, again, the task stuck and the spreadsheet step. Yeah. Anyway, this will show up as well eventually. Usually it's like a second. Okay. Then we got this one just to kind of show the different form types we have. We got like, text. We have this little icons here on the right to show you the type of the form input field. We got like numbers and, it like affects the keyboard type. You can choose the date picker. We've got an option and, we got like photos. So that's cool. So you can actually choose if you want to take a camera photo. And here you can see Vietnam. Let's see, I'm going to take a photo here. And then I can it's kind of cool. Like we made it so that it's uploading, and I can continue filling out the form as it uploads. So then when I'm submitting it, it's pretty fast. So this works. I can also pick from my photo albums. And I got one. Oh yeah, I was talking about the saving receipts. So that's actually something I'm using. So whenever I have to capture receipts for my accounting, I can either do it here with the camera or pick it from my photo album. I can pick what category, it's like travel, hosting, paying contractors, any kind of learning stuff, hardware, and pick a date. And then it goes directly to my Dropbox that I'm sharing with my accountant. And I put in the file names automatically, date-based. So it's always a date, and then it shows the category. It's saying paying a contractor, and then it's the file, it's the picture. And that saves so much time, categorizing all these receipts, because it's not obvious sometimes from the picture itself. So, and the cool thing is this also works with the share extension. So let's see. I got here a receipt, and I'm sharing this to Zapier. And notice that my ice cream shop Zap doesn't show up because my ice cream shop form doesn't have an image field. So the share extension is kind of smart. It figures out what you're sharing. If you're sharing an image, it only shows forms that have images, and if you're sharing links, then only links. And then later, we might support other file types like PDFs or audio or whatever. But now I want to save a receipt. So you can see it automatically pre-fills the image with my receipt, and I can just go ahead and say this was actually an iPad I bought. I don't know, I bought it last month, and I'm sending it. And hope that Zapier is fast this time. I would like to, yeah, there it comes. Here we go. You can see it's actually showing, yeah, here's the data pick. It shows hardware, and then it's just a date stamp to make it unique. And I got the actual image here. Yeah, so this is really this is actually really useful. This is the type of use cases I think, yeah, this seriously saves me time. Um, okay, this is Swift UI. um, okay, cool. I think that's really what I want to show. There's a lot to say about, like, I've been using this a bit and like playing around with different use cases, and there's a lot I would like to improve, and maybe I just like go through that a bit. So one thing I would like to do is, like, instead of having these kind of generic icons here, like I had two ideas, like either to show automatically sort of like if it's like a camera thing, we show like a camera icon. If it's like a link, we show like a link icon. But I noticed that it's fairly easy to get the apps linked to a Zap through the API. So I'm thinking it would be really cool to show the apps that the Zap eventually goes into. So if I could see here straight away, this goes to my Dropbox. The newsletter idea goes to my Trello, and I just show these like app icons here. And maybe there's multiple ones. You can kind of show like multiple app icons. I think that would be really cool. And then the same with like staying here, like there's a lot we can do in terms of convenience here, like adding also more kind of file types. I would personally like to have kind of like an audio type because I like to take like audio notes. There is like a lot we can do around like defaults, like say saying date pickers. We can like kind of say it should be default the day to date. We can have like default categories. So there's a ton of stuff we can do. And then we have some ideas around the designs, where we would like to improve, sort of make it feel less like a form. And I mean, we're already trying a bit right now in this demo to make it feel a bit less kind of, I don't know, bureaucratic. So we had some ideas of like, instead of going into this like detail screen, to show sort of like, if it's just one field, for example, the form, to sort of show it like right there in the list, and you can just like type it in and submit it. Or if there's just like a file you want to pick, to directly show a button, you can like directly pick the file, so it wouldn't have to like go into this, like, it's like just one tab less, and it feels faster also. So this is kind of some UX stuff I would like to play with. But then the next main thing we're working on, and we got the API side in place already, is the inbox section. So the idea here is that it's kind of the opposite to the Zaps tab, where it doesn't start with the iOS app as a trigger. It starts with it ends with the iOS app. So it's like an action that leads into the iOS app, where you can either just get a message, just a push notification, and it may show up in this like inbox list as well. But it gets interesting when this message allows you to respond to it, and allows you to respond to it even with like configurable forms. So we can imagine like simple things like a form that just allows you to like accept or reject things for simple workflows, or it allows you to, it just has like a comment field if you want to like give feedback on, let's say, a CV. If you want to leave like an audio note in response. So there's all these kind of like workflow use cases that are really interesting. And I think like, instead of working on the kind of forms UX, I would like to focus on this, like getting this running first. But we should discuss that. So yeah, I'm really excited. Like, if this works, because this really leads us sort of into kind of the Slack automation space, like, and this kind of stuff that they've been launching. So yeah, I'm seeing more and more into kind of like the whole like workflow, approval flow automation, and this really is going in this direction as well. And like, so the combination of having these apps that you can trigger that do something, like for kind of convenient data entry, plus the opposite, where it's like kind of workflow, approval flows coming to you, that combination could be really interesting. Okay, let's see. If I forgot anything. Um, no, I think that's the main. Yeah, that's it.